Well, good morning, everybody. So 2 weeks without me. Did you miss me? Did you miss Jenny? Oh, well, I went and had a little holiday. I don't know what you said, Lisa.
I said terribly.
We missed you terribly.
No. Thanks, Lisa. So I went on a little holiday to Bali, and I went to celebrate my daughter's 30th birthday. And, it wasn't quite the relaxing holiday. I ran around like a 30-year-old. And we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of made a lot of amazing memories, and kind of had to come home and rest up for a couple of days after it. But I've still got it. I can still run with them and lead the pack. So I was pretty pumped about that. So we did lots of bike riding. We were on motorbikes. We went swimming every day. We swam with turtles. We danced and had lots of fun. So yeah. But there you go. You do pay a price on the other end of it. Well, I'm glad I can still do it. So I want to talk to you today about because of everything that's happening, and lots of people are going into fear, and they're going into oh my gosh, is Trump a good guy? Isn't he a good guy? Guys, we've got to settle our hearts. We really do. Like, I want to talk about the absolutes of God, because this is fundamental to your standing. It makes you rock solid when you know the absolutes of God. And, one of the things, there's lots of amazing things about God. And I'm not talking about, let's pull out what the Old Testament says, where he's a God of judgment, and he punishes, and, he condemns, and, he pours out trials and tribulations and strife onto you. So let me get this on the table. If you are a believer that Jesus died on the cross and saved the world, then we do not come under Old Testament covenant or contract. We need to get this. So, and I say that with a passion, because they're underlying so many teachings. There's always a condition to the things that they are proposing, as in, yes, you can be healed, but you have to do this, or you have to put money in the plate, or condition. The one thing that I absolutely know about God is his absolutes. And there is a binding covenant that occurred when Jesus died on the cross. That representation of Jesus in right relationship with God is available to every single one of us. It doesn't matter of your background. It doesn't matter of even your beliefs, because God is always moving to draw his children, his creation, into that place of connection, of knowing who he is and knowing who we are in him. So his covenant that he created is a binding one. It's one that passes from generation to generation. And this is the spiritual inheritance that you and I create when we step into the truth of who God is and who we are. It has a ripple effect, and it goes through the generations. So what is the covenant? What is the absolutes that we have in God? The absolute is that we are forgiven. There's nothing that can separate you from his love. So let's take that to the people that haven't had an encounter with God, he is still moving to bring them into that right relationship, to bring them into that encounter that he desires for them, which is truth. And truth sets us free. So when we step into the absolute of God, it's like we know that we know that we know that he is always with us. He is always in everything with us. Doesn't matter what you face, guys. He is always there to bring solutions. We just need to turn into him. We need to turn into his spirit. And I find it really interesting that people, even they say they're atheists or they don't believe or they're a different religion, I've witnessed this, is that when they are in an absolute, like, face a tragic situation, what do they call out? They always call out to God. It's like, God, help me. It is in our DNA. It is in, the God DNA that runs through our veins. And often when I hear that, I will tell them, God does want to help you. Will you let him? It's always an invitation. So we've been learning about all the things of the spirit, but when you know that the spirit realm is superior to this natural realm, guys, you will always sit above the circumstances. So it stops you from getting caught up about what's happening in this natural realm. It will dispel fear. It will dispel confusion and doubt. It stops double-mindedness, and it stops that anxiety and stress that the enemy wants us to live in. This is the card that he's playing at the moment. He is releasing chaos. He's releasing, this fear and this uncertainty to get us, on the back foot. So if ever there's a time to be even more certain about who God is and who you are in God, is the absolute now. Now, there is power in the now. Right here, right now, we can dispel all the doubts, all the fears, and step into the peace of the covenant that we have with God. It's the covenant that he made towards us. It's unconditional. It's always there, and it's irrevocable. God's not going to change his mind, guys. He's not a schizophrenic God. He's not a God that, oh, yeah, okay, maybe I feel like this. He isn't run by his feelings or his emotions. He is a God of the absolute. And then we can stand in that knowing that even the things that we're learning about, how the enemy has set up things through centuries, how, man has agreed with the enemy to fill their back pocket, to gain wealth, but they have lost their souls. They have made a covenant with the devil that could lose their souls. So, God's covenant is unconditional. So there's no performance related to it. So just think about that for a minute. How often do we fall into, oh, when I spend time with God, then God will do things for me? How often, even can be really subtle, guys. It's like, oh, I didn't spend time in meditation today. These are some of the things that I'm trying to shift in your mindset, in your belief, but also spiritually, because this is where we come into performance. This is where we go, oh, if I'm good, then God will be good to me. Let me say this, God is always good. His mercies are always there. His kindness is ever running. His love is unconditional. So we're the ones that tend to put conditions on the relationship with God. I know people that fast and they go, oh yeah, I'm on a fast. And I go, okay, why are you on a fast? Oh, well, I need God to do this and this and this. So I go, well, basically you're on a hunger strike. You're threatening God that I'm not going to eat until you come through for me. That is not a loving relationship. That is a conditional one. So if you put those conditions on God, then in your belief system, you feel that God is going to put conditions on you. That is not who God is. God's covenant of unconditional love, full acceptance, free entry into the realms that he has available. They are valid beyond this day. They are valid beyond this lifetime. They are valid for eternity. And this is part of, they go beyond the grave, so to speak. And this is where, again, you know, people teach, oh, it's not until you die that you can have this encounter. And it's like, but I'm already having these experiences in the spirit. I'm already having these encounters with God. Oh yeah, but that can't be happening. I go, well, it is. And I'm not even orchestrating it. God's just pouring it out, and I'm just being open to accepting what he's pouring out. Remember, you know, the heavens is like a river. What does a river look like to you? Have you ever gone into a river where there's a current that takes you and you can't fight it? You got to flow with it. And then you find the edge where it brings you to the edge of the riverbank. God is this flow. It's a flow of life. It's a flow of love. And there are times and seasons that he'll say, I want you to just stay in the flow. You may not understand it, but stay in it. We're in a flow right now, a flow of being fully awakened, fully aware, and drawn into the fullness of our spiritual being. We're being ushered and wooed into the fullness of a relationship with God. It's not about head knowledge. It's about your heart. Your heart is the portal to the fullness and the King and the fullness of God. And for those that use the word, for the kingdom, you know, the eternal kingdom, the heavenly kingdom. It's connection with the Creator. And we need to come into this realization that, yes, we can be grateful for creation, but don't idolize it above the Creator. And we're on a fine line of this, guys. We really are. We're on this tipping point of which way will this world go? Will we step back into another cycle of what, you know, we've been taught instead of stepping into what truth is? So here's some of the things that's happening spiritually, guys. The things that have been hidden are being revealed. But what it's also doing is it's giving the enemy a place to put everything out there on the table. Does that make sense? Whereas I'm seeing more witches and warlocks out in public than I've ever seen before. They are becoming quite bold and blatant. They are leaving their traces of rituals of what they're doing out on public display. They're leaving them in the parks. They're leaving them on the beaches. And I go, this is really interesting. This is a time for us to grow boldness and not hide the light and the love that we carry. It's a time to be more vocal in the sense of expressing the love and the kindness of who the real God is. And I now use the word the one true God, because people talk about God. I go, okay, what God are you talking about? Because we have learnt that the God that a lot of Freemasons or, Illuminatis, all that sort of thing, they talk about a God, but it's not the God that we think they're talking about. They're referring to Lucifer as God. So I always go, the one true God. We need to bring the separation in the sense of who are we talking about here? And I found that when I say that, they go, oh, God, oh, God, God, God. They can't say it because they know the difference that I'm bringing here. It's the one true God, not the God of this world. The one true God. So part of what's happening for us is we've got to think differently. We've got to expand our minds, but mostly increase our spirit to govern over our minds, over our will, over our emotions. And this is where you see growth within you. Some of the things that you would normally have reacted to, you tend to sit back and go, hang on a minute, I'm just going to let this play out. Let's see what's really going on here. And, for us that are a bit older, it's like there's always two sides to the piece of toast. There's always two sides to a story. And, one can butter it one way and the other person can butter it another. And it's a case of getting the truth on the table and discerning what's really going on. Because we have a lot of people that still have their own agenda. There's a lot of people that are saying they're spiritual. There's a lot of people that are, raising up in bringing different modalities and presenting different workshops, but the spirit behind it is not of the one true God. It is another platform to deceive and manipulate. And guys, this is where we can feel into the energy on things. We can feel into the frequency that it carries. Again, I've taught about you. If you feel that little red flag, if you feel that little, please don't dismiss it. You don't have to run with it straight away, but sit with it and let the one true God, the one true spirit, show you the truth on what you're feeling, what you're picking up on. Because there is so much deception out there. And I find it really sad. I just go, I thought we were going to step into, this great, incredible global awakening, but the enemy is still at hand and he is still using people to deceive and to trick people. And I'm hearing it so often, and I just go, I get really sad. I'm going, guys, you've got to get your discernment on. And when I talk them through it, they go, yeah, I kind of had a feeling that it wasn't right, but you went ahead anyway. And they've lost copious amounts of money, or they are now having to pedal through circumstances and situations that they didn't have to go through. And often this is where God gets the blame. They go, oh, God's punishing me. And God's going, no, I didn't. No, I didn't do that. You chose this. So we really need to put on that greater discernment of stepping into what God has for you, stepping into where he's directing you and guiding you. And know the absolutes. He will always, people go, oh, yeah, I asked God once, but I was too afraid to ask him again for a confirmation. If you need to ask 20 times for a confirmation of a decision, do you think that it's going to bother him? No. Again, this is the misconception that we have, that we're too afraid to come to God and ask him. And part of this is our programming. It's like children should be seen and not heard. There are underlying patterns and programmings that are still vibrating in our being that we need to be aware of and shift, because it's a lie. God wants us to come to him. He wants us to commune with him. He wants to be involved 24/7 for the rest of your entire life. He wants to be involved. It's basically, he is a gentleman. He will never impose himself on you. He will always wait for the invitation. That's why if your heart is always aligned with him, in tuned with him, it's not hard, guys. People go, oh, how do you do that? I go, well, my heart is always lifted towards him. I'm always, if I step outside in creation, I go, good job, God. Like, this was an amazing tree, or this is an incredible scenery. Have you ever been to an aquarium and looked at the most incredible color coordination? Right? I go, wow, I'd really like to wear something like that. The colors, we would, in our mindset, go, that doesn't work, but it works. And there's some things, particularly in the sea world, I go, God, what were you thinking when you made that? It's like, okay, can't quite see the beauty in that one, but you must see something. And what were you thinking? So it's a case of having fun with God, guys. We've got it. This is where we come into being childlike. Don't put on these adult pants and think we have to be all intellectual and really intelligent. We've got it all together, because God knows that we don't. And he has got us. It's a twofold, aspect. It's a case of surrender, and it's a case of being childlike. And he meets you at it. Do I have great conversations with God that are intellectual? Absolutely. Does he pour down revelation and inspiration and insight? Absolutely. And there are times when we do serious business. When I'm on assignment, it's serious business. But when I step out of that, I come back to being childlike. I come back to having fun. Because God is fun. The spirit realm is fun. It's not so serious. because we just want to let it flow naturally. You can't force it, but you can embrace it. You can expand it, but you can't force it. I always see it as, I'm like, God, someone has this need. You know what they need. How do you want me to help? Sometimes he goes, okay, just open up your heart and I'll give you the words. Sometimes he says, I'll give you the hands, or I give you the feet to go and do what needs to be done. Don't get stuck in God only works one certain way. He can work any way he wants. He can use anything and anybody the way that he feels the situation needs. So let me expand on this in the sense of, how often do you walk away from your day and go, wow, I was just thinking about that person and I bumped into them on the street? It's like, we would term it as a coincidence, but it's not. There is a reason. There's a reason why you guys are here today. There's a reason that God has a purpose and a plan in that. And this is part of that, again, that teaching where it's a bit of hit and miss. Sometimes you get it right with God and sometimes you don't. No, that's not how he works. That's not his heart towards us. He wants us to achieve. He wants us to have victory all the time in every way that we walk. But if we stay in this place that I'm not good enough, or I never use this word because I don't like it, because I don't feel that that's applicable, but it's like, oh yeah, we're sinners, so we're never good enough, we've got to work for our salvation. How many of you guys have heard all this? Work on your salvation, then you might get saved. It's totally vice versa. Let's tip it upside down. You are already saved. It's just that a lot of people don't realize it. All they need to do is step into the light of the one true God. Step into the truth of what and how God sees them. That they are already accepted. They are already loved. They are already valued. It's the programming of this 3D world that constantly tries to separate us through the programming and the lies from stepping into who we are and who the one true God is. So you go, well, why does it do that? Why does this world do that? It does it purely for the fact that we need to realize Satan hates us with a passion. Why does he hate us so? Because we are redeemable, but he is not. So he knows his ending, and he's trying to take as many of us with him. And he's also trying to find people that he can use as a host to bring destruction, to bring division. And when you see that frequency and you hear what comes out of people's mouths, like some people are such drama llamas. And I just go, oh my gosh, I can't handle that, because they are being used to bring that drama, to bring that destruction. And these are the things we got to be aware of. Don't enter into it. Don't, and I'll give you an example of this. We were in a particular country town, and all of a sudden this girl came along and pounced on this other girl and started beating her and going off. Now, my reaction and my daughter's was we were going to run in to separate this. And all of a sudden, I grabbed my daughter and I said, no, don't. Because the Spirit said, don't get involved with this. And we watched this, and we watched some men come along and they got into it. And then God said to me, he said, if you two girls had stepped into it, those two girls would have turned on both of you. Why? Because we were white, they were not. And two, they stick together. Even if they're in a fight, they will turn because of the entities that are at play there, right? So there's a lot of division in the spirit of darkness side. There's a lot of, jostling for position and fighting for recognition and, all that sort of thing. And we don't want to enter into that because that's not our world. Our world is the one of God. That's love. We have unity. We have peace. We can have discussions that bring resolutions, not distension and disorder. It's not, and I'm going to use the word, a bitch fight. That's all belongs to the other side. And we need to discern that more and more. People get involved in marriages where there's two relationships and one takes one side and one takes the other. But you've got to look at the whole picture, and you've got to see and look at the entities that are actually infiltrating here or showing their faces. We can learn all these things. We can discern all these things. And I want to quote this, Bill Johnson. I love some of Bill Johnson's teachings. I think they are really on point. He says the invisible realm is superior to the natural. When we come into that place of knowing, when we stay in the spirit, it is superior to this natural realm. It's superior to what the enemy is trying to do. Honestly, guys, we need to hold up what's happening on the earth. Not with a wish list. Dear God, can you please make sure that everyone's going to be okay? Dear God, can you please help people put food on their table? Dear God, can you please fix everything? It's time for us to go, we decree and declare that God is the one true God, has all power and all authority over this earth. He has authority over our lives to bring change, to bring his goodness onto the earth. We thank you, God, that you are revealing the falsehoods that we have lived under. But we are now releasing your heart and your truth into every circumstance and situation. We're partnering with you, God, the one true God who has all authority and dominion over all the things on the earth, under the earth, and in the galaxies. It's time to rise up in our authority, guys, and start decreeing, declaring the will of God, that none should perish, that none should go through the trials and tribulations of the false beliefs that they believe. There's such a pivotal point right now. We've got to shift this. And I'm going to say, we've got to, because we need to partner with God in this. He can't move without us. We are his representations on the earth, just like Jesus. We are the channel of truth, of light, of love, of healing, of change, of solutions. If you are under circumstances and situations right now that are holding you down, you speak to them. You tell them to move. And then ask God to teach you what you need to learn in it. Because nothing is wasted. Nothing is a coincidence when we are connected with God. If you need a job promotion, don't beg God for it. Start decreeing and declaring it. And guys, it's different to walking around with a peace burger. I'm going to get a job promotion. 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 That doesn't work. Because that is just basically a wish list. If I say it enough, maybe it will happen. And this is what a lot of the New Age teaches. They're teaching mantras. It's not how it works. If you know that God wants you to have a job promotion, then you ask him for it and you decree it. You declare it. Now, that doesn't mean you try and strive in it and try and get it yourself, because this is what often happens. We start, let's say, making, bringing the apple to the teacher, or bringing flowers to the, oh, look, notice me. That's not how it works. Let your work and your work ethic be the thing that speaks to those around you. People notice integrity. They know good work ethic. They see it. Even your workmates will start talking about your work ethic. Some of them won't like you for it because you're showing them up. But it doesn't matter. Stay true. Like it's like, I'm not working for this boss. I'm working with God in this situation. This job is not my provision. God is my provider. This is just part of the path of that being happening. Yeah. When we have that different mindset shift, things that we, it's like when you go to a job and you hate it, it's really obvious that you hate it because you carry that and people don't want to come near you and your work is sloppy and all that sort of thing. For goodness sake, leave it and find something that you do like. You got to love what you do. We don't work to live, right? We live to be productive. Is there any questions on that, guys? No questions. So you guys have got that all down pat. Awesome. Oh, yes, Alex. Yes. Alexandria. You got your hand up,
Yes.
darling? Yep.
Good morning. Will this be be recorded and available to view over again?
Yes, it will be.
Okay, that's good because I was trying to write down some. Sometimes I forget things, the right wording to say.
Yeah. Well, are you talking about when it comes to prayer?
Well, I actually had a question in the beginning, and then you answered it. With the releasing, like you said before, the spirit of victory.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because the enemy releases chaos, and to
Yep.
the thing that we should be saying, like the right wording, I would like to know.
Yeah. Well, it's more that the heart, it's more that victory. It's like knowing that God only wants good things to happen. When we know that, it's like when things come at me and try to cause chaos, and I go, hang on a minute, because I just know that's not God, right? So I just pull back and go, what's actually happening here? Where is this coming from? And you get to a place where nothing can come in you. It kind of comes around you. So you're feeling things around you, but it can't penetrate because you've got protection. So when you know that you're protected, the only way that it can come into you is if you choose to partner with it. Does that make sense, guys? So it's like, I feel, let me put it this way. I feel like I have this dome around me, right, of protection. And things will happen around me and I'll see it and I go, oh, okay, hang on a minute. That's not very nice. Why is that happening? And the only time it starts to affect me emotionally, spiritually, or physically is when I open myself up to it. And often that can come through an injustice. Like I'll go, well, that's not right. So I'll charge in. And then, okay, now I'm in the middle of it. I'm in the middle of the fight. I'm in the middle of the drama. So this is where we've got to discern what we step into, what we open ourselves up to, because it can have effects. There's a lot of things spiritually out there that is set up to bring you into another contract that is detrimental to you. It can affect, there are times it will affect your health, it'll affect your physical being, it'll affect your emotions, it will affect your spiritual aspect. So the one thing we need to keep strong is our spiritual connection in relationship with God. Jenny, I explain that right?
I feel you did.
Okay, thank you.
But
I don't want to confuse people. Hans and Lisa's got a question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hans, Lisa?
Oh, I thought he would do it, but yes, we are exactly in the situation which you pointed out, but although it is a bit different, what's happening here is that two of our neighbors next to us, very close, seem to have difficulties with the kind of smell which is coming from our property, right? And has to do with the air ventilation or whatever. So we didn't know that. We don't smell anything.
It's a smell of sewage.
It's a smell of sewage, right? And it is
Yeah.
not a nice smell, of course, but it is now and then there, and they are really annoyed with us because it comes from our property, right? And
Yeah.
we have tested it. It's not to find, right? And so actually it is not here. Everything flushes fine. Everything is okay. We checked, double checked, etc. Nothing is there. But one of them is jabbed. So we thought perhaps this has to do with the change of mRNA or what in his senses. So we have no clue, but we don't want to point this out because it's a bit like accusing something. But he's really serious about it and try to put the council in and everyone, right? So we feel very, very uncomfortable about this situation. So actually we don't want to be involved in this whole fight, but we are forced to go into this fight because this is on two sides of us, right? And also the opposite side wants to join in this drama, what you called out. So this is typically a situation which we are a bit, feeling uncomfortable. It's affecting my sleep. It's affecting my spirit. It is attack. I mean, and I don't know even if it is true because Hans went over before to smell, right? But he didn't smell anything there. So we said, well, it's weird because I don't smell it, and they say it stinks. So actually, I don't know what's happening, but is it an attack or so? We don't know. So actually, yeah, perhaps you can answer that question if you are also having something like that of experience, or how to deal with that, right? Because we can take a kind of plumber over here and open up the whole place, but it will cost us a lot of money, which we don't have, right? So we are looking for a lovely solution, and we pray over it, but we still have no clue how to deal with it and be gentle.
Okay, so they say it's coming from your property.
Yes.
Someone's just said the pipes might not be too. Oh, I'll just read that out for you because that's from Gil.
I said it wrong. I put it wrong in there. I meant
All
to. I
right.
meant to. You want me to
Share it? Yes, share, Gil.
Okay, I'm sorry. I meant to just put the pipes might be too close. Like they might not be
Conservative.
buried. They might not be buried enough, deep enough, because that happened at one of our homes. And
Okay.
every once in a while you could smell it. So the remedy was just to put a lot of dirt over top where the pipes are buried in the ground. You know.
Yeah, but this is a pipe coming from the toilet, so this is on top
No,
of the roof.
the thing is that will be quite difficult because it's under the driveway.
Yeah, it's under the driveway. Yeah.
So the smell's coming from under the driveway. All
No,
right.
no, no. Yeah, it's a bit difficult. Let it go because this is auto technical, I guess. But it could be on the street, right? And they didn't investigate that because there is a kind of how do you call it, Hans?
The thing is the weird situation. Two neighbors are smelling stuff.
And
we
we
don't.
don't.
We checked in one of their properties, couldn't smell a thing.
Yeah, and they still say it
Okay.
stinks.
Can I make a suggestion? Is there someone else besides you two that can come and have a smell of your property?
We
Yeah.
already did.
Yeah.
And they couldn't smell anything either?
Nah,
No.
All right. So well, there's a couple of things that you can do. First of all, obviously, speak to the situation as far as, calm the neighbors down, like calm your farms, and just, put peace over it so that there can be a resolution, because they're getting all wound up in their head, right? And they think they're right and you're wrong. So we've got ego happening here, and then agenda comes in because they're going to prove that they're right and you're wrong. So these are some of the things that you're dealing with on a human level. Then you have the entities behind it that love to create that. Plus, you'll have the enemy trying to bring discomfort to you guys because of what you stand for.
Yeah.
So there's another thing that you can do too. Have you ever done the edges of your property where you have anointed your property? Okay, so you can either do little pickets, get a little picket like a stick, right? You can write a promise of God on it. You can then anoint it if you want to, and then put it I wouldn't do it at daytime. I would go and do it at nighttime because they'll wonder what the heck you're doing. And go and walk the boundaries of your property and put protection around your property and cover it with the promises of the character of God over it. Okay?
Wrong card.
Make it character?
Character.
Oh, okay.
God's character, right? Onto it and put it at the edge, around the edges. Okay. The other thing too is this might be really good for you guys to start looking in the spirit realm around your house and see if there's any negative activity that's hovering around. Okay. Because these assignments, these entities are sent on assignment. If you're doing really good things, if people are coming to you and they're getting breakthroughs and you're helping people, they don't want you to be doing that.
Yeah,
So,
so can you hear me, Dottie? Since
yes.
since we have met Jesse, right, which you also know, Jesse Shabotar, since that time it is happening.
It's escalating.
It's escalating big times, yes.
Okay, so this is where you've got to cover yourself before you start stepping into that type of education,
Yeah.
right? So that just puts a bit of a target. It's real, guys, can I honestly, you need to learn how to stay hidden
Stay
because
hidden.
stay hidden. There are, 9 times out of 10, everything I do, I always make sure I'm hidden
Oh,
in the spirit. God, there's a scripture for that where it says that God hides you under his wings,
with wings,
right?
yeah.
Under his wings. So it's really important that there are times that you stay hidden. With the work that I do, I always stay hidden. I only come out when God tells me to come out.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's picture it as you will, like a secret agent, right? You don't know they're a secret agent.
Yeah, Annalie, that is what I prayed for yesterday.
Well, there you go. So, this is where we've got to use wisdom with what we do. You can't, when you're dealing and learning, particularly the things from Jesse Sabota, you've got to make sure that you are hidden because you don't want a target on your back. Now, I don't say that to put fear on people because this is where you need to know we have the victory. God is with us, not only God, but so are all the heavenly hosts. So, I have a thing on my phone that says, when someone says you and what army, I hold it up and there's myriads of angels. And that's my army. Right? So sometimes it pays to have some visual things to remind you that you are never alone. You are never, ever alone. This is another scheme that the enemy will tell you, that you're alone, that nobody cares. Can anyone hear that voice in their head? That is part of his plan to get you depressed and divided. You are never alone. If anything comes at me and goes, oh yeah, well, you're all alone, right? I just go, well, actually, no, I'm not. Have you seen who's with me? I'm never alone. I have the best road trips in my physical body by myself because I've got a carload of very interesting beings with me. I am never alone.
So I'm going to
Okay.
interrupt. Those are two messages, being hidden and never alone, that we need to hear. Those are good.
Okay. All righty. Okay, I'll work on that one. Thank you. Does that help Hans and Lisa?
Definitely, it is very good that we know this, but we didn't know that we sometimes put us ourselves in the cloak of protection and comfort, right? But that helps, but it doesn't solve the situation, right? So actually, they are waiting for us to break everything open, right? They enjoy that. So this is really evil what's going on, I guess.
Yeah.
So well, yeah,
and.
but
The other thing you can do, you go outside and tell the smell to disperse. Tell it to go.
Yeah.
Right? You have authority over it. And the thing is, if all of a sudden they can't smell it, you'll know that it's actually an entity that's been trying to cause it.
Yeah, this is what I already tried to do. I already told the smell to go and also the problem to be solved gently and smoothly and elegant, let's say. So without interfering of us because, the situation. So we are not rich people and it is a lot of money if you have to break open all your stuff, right? So actually we are not so pleased if we should do that. But yeah. And if we don't smell anything, why should we open it up, right? I don't know.
Yeah, well, if no one else is smelling it, like I would bring 20 people onto the property individually and get them to sign a document saying I came on the property, I couldn't smell anything. Because You know, it's just part of the game, isn't it? All right.
It is.
Alexandra's got another question. Yes, darling.
Thank you. Yes, so my other question is, have you ever experienced, or anyone else experienced, your body vibrating pretty strongly during the night, and it's sort of like waking you up?
That's a fun one. That's a great one, Alexandria. That means you're just coming into a higher frequency and connection with God. That's the best
Okay.
one.
It
So
was
don't be
scaring me. It was scaring me a little bit because it was so full on, and I was
Yeah,
even telling it to go away. But
yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that's still coming part of your belief system where you think that bad things are going to happen to you. You know, you embrace that one. That's a beauty. I love it when that happens. Because I know that it's an alignment. It's alignment coming to your body as well. So when you feel that, don't rebuke it. Lean into it and just ask the spirit to do everything that it's wanting to do to your body. It could be bringing healing. It could be bringing alignment. It could be shifting things around you that need to go. So don't ever, and more people are going to start experiencing that as well. The same as people in the last couple of weeks, there is a particular day here in Australia where a lot of people were feeling quite dizzy, and it had nothing to do with anything except there is such a frequency and spiritual shift happening over the earth. So don't freak out. God will tell you when to freak out. Let's put it that way. If God, you know, sometimes I go, okay, God, I'm not too sure about that. Should I be concerned? And you'll go, yeah, you need to deal with it. Oh, okay. Into action straight away. If he goes, no, it's me, I'm doing some things. Okay, that's cool. Right. So let's reverse some things. Let's not go to the fear without asking God first if it's him or not. Because there's a lot happening, guys. There's so much happening. And that's why I've felt to bring this message this morning. You've got to know the absolutes of God, right? He has a covenant with us. It's not a contract where if I do something, then he'll do something. It's a covenant. It stands through the test of time that will never change. Doesn't matter what you do, God will not change. He will always be for you. He is never against you. And the more we meditate on that, let that percolate in your heart, in your spirit. If you're a person that needs to talk it out, talk it out. To like go, wow. Like if you're in a marriage situation and you've got a partner you can talk about these things with, yay, because you go, wow, isn't that? Let's talk about that. What does the absolutes of God feel to me? Do I feel that I'm always protected? If your body says, no, I don't always feel protected, that's something you need to deal with because it's a lie. Move it on and come into the truth of that protection. Okay? He never leaves you. Alexandria, can you just put yourself on mute, darling? So he never leaves you. And guys, we face stuff. We face stuff. But when you turn into God and go, God, I know you will not leave me in this situation, he comes through. He comes through. And he goes way over and beyond what we could possibly think or comprehend. The best prayers I've ever prayed is, God, I don't know what I need, but you know what I need. And I tell you, the things that came my way was extraordinary. Like, oh, I never knew I needed that, but yeah, I actually do need that. Thank you very much. Oh, you know, it's the same with your friends. Guys, if you want friends, ask God to bring you good friends, right? Because he will bring them. And then they become, you know, they're lifers. I've got friends that, you know, we'll do life till the day we leave this earth and then beyond. and we have each other's back. I have a number of friends. If anything I need, they would be there to help me. Anything. If I ended up homeless, I know that they would always put a roof over my head. Okay, because I live very simply. And sometimes I go, hey, God, it looks like I'm going to be living in my car. And then he goes, no, you're not. Here you go. Guys, this is the relationship we can have with God. It is such a beautiful way of doing life. It is the only way of living life and life abundantly. So I encourage you, please, if there's mindsets, if there's beliefs or core values that is contrary to the absolutes of what God has for you, please deal with them. And if you're not sure, then you can go to my webpage and I can help you through it. So it's really important. Let's get rid of all the things that are stopping that incredible flow with God, that relationship that's like this. Where God is, I am. Where I am, God is. And I'm not saying it as, well, a hit and miss. I know that I know that I know that God is with me. And I know that he's with you. He's with each and every one of us. We just got to embrace him. All right, I think we'll leave that there. Thank you, everyone. I hope you got a lot out of that, and appreciate you all being here. So next Friday, I don't even know what date it is. I will be on the hop, so it will be done through my mobile. For the next 2 weeks, I've got to go country to do some work. And I'll see you then. Please, guys, any questions, any subjects that you would want to, talk, any feedback, please. Any complaints, just direct them to Jenny. And she'll send me an email and I go, delete. No, I'm only kidding. All feedback is good feedback. Thank you, guys. Bless you all. Have a great rest of the week. And Hans and Lisa, really encourage you, just do some of those things that I suggested and just keep handing it over to God to bring a solution. Please, Lisa, do not lose any more sleep. Hey, Bradley, love your haircut. Did you just get up?
I'm growing it out a little bit. I haven't cut it in
You
4
want
or
hair
5
as long
weeks.
you want hair as long as me, don't you?
Yes, I'm gonna see where it goes. We'll see what happens.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's going up.
I know it. I know it. I need to get a shower. Been a long day.
It's going to be a big mohawk. Oh. Bless you guys. Love you.
Love you, Dot. Love you, Jen. Bye-bye.
Thank
See
you,
you,
Dot.
Jen.
Thank you,
See
Jenny.
you guys. Bye, Inga. I love your smile.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Love you guys.
Bye.